Got a phone call here, sponsored by go.tagjag.com/ebags. You can save 20% on your next order by using the coupon code Perillo75 when you check out. This is Chris.
Hey Chris, it's Cata27 from YouTube, and I was wondering if I should get an iPod Touch or an iPad.
Well, what are you hoping to do with either one of them?
Well, I don't know. I thought the iPad might be good for just like photos and stuff, but I don't know. I could bring the iPod around, so I don't know which to get.
What are you looking to do primarily? I guess would be a more accurate question to ask.
Probably take it around. I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Well, I'll tell you then, if you're not sure yet, don't buy anything. Because the last thing you want to do is get something and then not really know why you got it. And you could end up making the wrong decision in general. In fact, there may be a product that would suit the things that you would want to do that is not even produced by Apple in the first place. So, of course, there's the iPad is like a bigger iPod Touch. So if it's something where you're in a situation that you watch a lot of videos, you don't really have the need to slip it around in your pocket everywhere you go, the iPad may make a decent alternative to a notebook computer. If it's a situation where you really don't like lugging a lot of things around, you want to have everything in your pocket, you don't really do a lot of web surfing, and even when you do, something on a smaller screen is sufficient, and the iPod Touch is just fine. Neither one of them at this point in time have a camera. In the iPad certainly, I think has the screen going for it, and or I should say, while some have said, well, it's like an iPod Touch, only bigger, I think that's its selling point, quite honestly. I can tell you, working with email, I'm sorry, not to interrupt, working with email on there, surfing the web on there, I'm talking specifically about the iPad, has been great. And there will be times where I'll have both my iPhone, which for all intents and purposes is pretty much like an iPod Touch, at least in screen size currently. I have my iPhone sitting right next to my iPad, and I'm thinking, I want to check my mail, I want to surf the web, I want to do something else. I'll go for the iPad every time because it's got a bigger screen. Getting a lot more to look at, really does save time in terms of productivity. I can tell you it's always been that way. It's one of the reasons why people suggest having more than one monitor connected to your computer. You increase productivity. So I would also believe, at least it stands to reason, that having a larger screen would increase productivity. And I'd expect that the gains would be palpable. There's more that you can do with the larger screen, and app developers are certainly going to be continuing to optimize their applications for the iPad. Some of them have already designed applications. The same app that runs on the iPhone runs on the iPad in an optimized capacity. So yeah, if it's not really an issue of price at this point in time, I'd lean more towards the iPad unless you're someone who really likes having everything fitting into your pocket. And if you're not, the iPad is a good choice. But again, everybody's got different reasons to get something, right? And you could probably think of 10 reasons you would want the iPod Touch, 10 reasons why you'd want the iPad. Ultimately, though, that decision's got to be yours, and I'd say that to anybody, honestly. I mean, we could have the same discussion over should I get an iPad or a netbook, even though the two are completely different types of products. It's all relative. I find these questions interesting to talk about and interesting to answer, but the ultimate answer, really, and not to get mushy gushy, but it lies in your heart. What are you going to be able to live with so that you don't bring it home and then have buyer's remorse set in, thinking, oh god, I should have gotten something else. What is that one killer feature you must have? If it's about screen real estate, it's the iPad. If it's about total portability, it's the iPod Touch. And then every other feature kind of falls in between.